Here we go again.
Here we go again, guys. They are shutting down schools in Tennessee, Alabama, and Massachusetts. The insanity is starting again. Mercedes and I went shopping yesterday. We noticed that more and more people are putting the masks on, right? It's starting to feel eerily similar to what happened in the 2020, right before the 2020 election. And guess what? There's an election right around the corner. So in this video, we want to share
50 things that you need to start stockpiling right now.
Welcome back to the RV Odd Couple. My name is John.
And I'm Mercedes, and we found freedom, independence, and adventure RVing this beautiful country. Now we're building a community that loves God, family, country here at Thunder Canyon Campground.
Yep, because in 2020, things got a little strange, didn't they?
Just a little.
Really strange. So we've spent the last few years getting ready for it happening again, thinking that it might, and it looks exactly like that. Things are starting to get crazy again. You see more and more people putting on masks. They're closing down schools. It's crossing states all over the country. So we're going to share in this video the top 50 things that we have stockpiled, knowing in our guts that this was coming again.
You see, last time it started with the illnesses and the masks, but ultimately it just corroded the supply chain. And these 50 plus items are essential. Everyone you know needs them.
Felt it in my bones that something bad was coming again. And I think all Americans feel something strange, that something strange is going on and something big is going to happen.
I believe that the list was missing the most fundamental item. It was missing this one thing, that with this thing, it'll take whatever stockpile you currently have and it'll make it like 10 times more valuable. And stay till the end, because we're gonna list that crucial thing that it was missing at the end of the video.
50 things you should stockpile for what's coming our way.
Yep. So let's talk about clean water. You know, you can go a decent amount of time without food. Some of us longer than others. But water, we really need that. After 24 hours without water, you are sick.
Yep. Do you have access to water? Do you have water filters? Do you have a pump to pull water from a source and make sure it cleans? So water's number one.
The next one is going to be defense. You could have the most elaborate, amazing stockpile of food and no way to defend it. Do you really have it? If anyone can just grab in and take it from you.
Yep.
And so what that looks like for you is going to be different. But 2A, and that's all I'm going to say. The next item, John and I fought a lot over this item. He thought that this item was low priority, and I'm like, no, it's high priority. And it's basically the bug out bag. He feels that the shutdown...
Well, that's not true. I believe a bug out bag is really important for people in heavily populated areas where you might need to get out of there. For us, it doesn't really pertain because we have dug into a place. I don't plan on moving from this area unless I absolutely have to. So that's where the bug out bag comes into play.
And I think more people probably do need to prioritize a bug out bag. I think even I have a bug out bin in my vehicle, but he won't let me put one in his vehicle.
I'm not going anywhere.
I know. Well,
but again, in populated areas, you should have a bug out bag.
Tell us in the comments who you think is right. One more item in the bug out bag.
The most important. I would make it number one.
This is the only item in the bug out bag because he disagrees with the fundamental concept of a bug out bag. But the one thing he did agree with was Bibles.
You have to have a Bible for every member of your family. Guys, we're coming to one of those turning points that has happened throughout history over and over and over again. When our reliance is on God, God takes care of us. When we start taking it back and replacing God with crazy governments and tyranny all over the world, then there's going to be a price to be paid. But when that does collapse, people need God. People take for granted the gift that we've gotten in this country. Because when this happens, people are going to feel so lonely, so scared. And it's the gospel that will bring them closer to God, give them hope, and then they can pass it on to others.
All right, the next section, let's talk medical. There's two things. Number one, if you have any pre-existing conditions, you need extra medications. Some people go as far as vitamins. I don't know if I really could prioritize my vitamins.
To each of us our own.
But there is also something to be said for a trauma kit. An infection years ago meant life and death. And now it's just a quick phone call.
Each of us have a year's supply of medicine that we might need.
Okay, the next one is extra power.
Redundancy. We have two fuel generators. We have two propane generators. We have plenty of solar generators. We've got solar panels to get that power from the sun. But again, it's just redundancy. Have as much backup power as you possibly can.
The next is canned goods. One of the things that I will tell you that I've learned the hard way is that not all canned goods are created equal. So this is a game of calories. At first, when we're thinking canned goods, I'm like, oh, I want to be healthy. I want to get green beans and peas. But calories per can is not really that much. Unfortunately, the Chef Boyardee, which is totally horrible for your health, has a boatload more calories.
It's got more calories, it's got more iron, it's got more meat.
So it's, to each his own, but you want to have different types of canned foods. Obviously proteins, meats, vegetables, and fruits are nice.
Bottom line, guys, get just soup, right? Soup with meat in it. High calorie soup cans that have meat, and you'll be fine.
Yeah, because then you have the veggies.
You get everything you need. Yep. And guys, if you can, please download this. And anything that you don't have, you can add 4 or 5 cans a week, or spend an extra $5-10 a week.
Okay, the next one, pantry goods, and there's a lot of different items in pantry goods. Things like salt and sugar and flour.
Redmond salt. I love my Redmond salt. I've got hundreds of pounds of it, and you can trade it as well.
Also, coffee. I mean, can you imagine a world without coffee? That's the most scary thing ever. So coffee, peanut butter is a good one because it's really shelf stable and it has a boatload of calories. Yep. The pastas are good, although they are quick calories. Beggars can't be choosers. Yeah, rice.
Rice is a big one.
Oatmeal is nice because it's a complex carb, so it takes a little bit longer to kind of process.
And remember, guys, Mercedes has created a download. Yeah, you got the whole 50 right on. Just go down below, click the download, and you're going to get all 50 of these items, so you can go down the checklist. And if you don't have them all, start adding a little bit every time you go to the store.
Yeah, little by little. Consistency trumps intensity. Now, this section, John, you're probably going to interject here. Tools, tarps, pocket knife, hammer, axe, shovel, work gloves, lighters, matches. I mean, just basic hand tools that these are going to be really hard to replace if things really hit the fan.
Now, if you're in a heavily populated area, things you're going to want to have is probably an emergency tool kit, right? That has everything you need in it. Small hammer, small hatchet, small shovel. And they actually make those kits. For us, we don't have that. Again, I do not plan on bugging out of my property. We're staying here and we're defending it till the end. You can't carry thousands of pounds of tools with you if you have to bug out. But if you're dug in and you're defending your own property, you can have just about anything you want. And that's what we got here.
The next one is toiletries. Basic things like washing your hands keeps us healthy. So this goes beyond the toilet paper. Soap is gold. Hand sanitizer, toilet paper, soap, shampoo, razors. This kind of stuff is going to be so important.
Peroxide. I stock up on peroxide.
Yeah. So the next category really depends on where you're located and what your weather needs are. If you're in a place that can get really cold, extra blankets, extra socks, extra gloves, extra clothes. But if you're in a place that can get really hot, electricity will be hard to come by. So that's going to be something where fans might be really helpful.
Small fan, yep.
Exactly. Depending on what your weather needs are, plan accordingly. If you've taken care of these other items ahead of time, now you can look into this, and this is food preservation.
So our hope is to replace our pantry with all these cans and rice and with fresh grown food that doesn't have any chemicals from any big corporation, and that's the key.
Yeah, seeds are also
seeds
on
are a
list.
Big one. Yeah, have some seeds. Hopefully you have a small place. Even if it's an apartment, you have a place to grow your own food.
A little goes a long way.
A long way.
But this list has a fundamental failure, and it's lacking one item. That this one item will multiply whatever you have times 10. It'll make it just so much more powerful.
Yep. Can I say it?
Yeah.
Community, guys. What we've been building here at Thunder Canyon with the RV Odd Squad. I've gone back and looked at videos from every country that has gone off of a cliff. Venezuela, all throughout history. Yeah. And there's always one thing in common, that when you talk to the people who lived through it, they needed each other to get through it. Almost like there's gangs that pull together, communities that pull together, that watch each other's back. It's very difficult to get through a collapse by yourself. So if you don't have a big community around you, start knocking on doors and saying hello to your neighbors and meeting the local sheriff and meeting the local whatever. Get involved with the community and start getting to know people so that you can have the support that you need to survive What I know in my heart is coming, and I think every American out there knows, you can feel it. Something big is about to happen. So be prepared, be ready. And let us know in the comments, what do you guys think? Is there anything you would add to this list? Because one of the most beautiful things about the RV Odd Squad is the comments section. What we missed, they'll fill in, right? And so probably the best info you're going to get is from the info section, or from the comment section. So please go down below, tell us what you see, tell us what we may have missed.
We'll see you in the next video.
We'll see you in the next video, guys.